Hi, I'm Stefan Null. Welcome back to Visual Impact series of tests. Today I'm going to be testing the Canon C300 against the Sony F5. So once again in Scratch, in Assimilate, I have opened up a construct named C300 Sony F5 over here, and I have laid down the shots that I'm going to look at in my test. Okay. As I've said before, I'm just going to turn the grades off. I have LUTs applied on these files, but for the base test, I just want to look straight at the raw files as they are. This is the C300 with shot in the cinema profile, and if we turn the stats up, you can see the compressed curve. And if we move across to the Sony F5, you'll see that this is in S-Log, and once again we have a compressed RGB parade. Okay, I will apply the LUTs now. You can see it brings the black level down to where it should be, and the same with the C300. Okay, so looking at the Canon C300, okay, you can, if you concentrate on the area here with my grayscales, as I push the master gains up, you will see at a value of about 25, I start losing the separation between the last two white blocks on our grayscale here.
Could you magnify that for us? It's
okay. So you see I start losing the separation between the two there. Okay, if we now go across to the F5, you can see I'm sitting at a value, let's just move the magnification, of around 41 to 44. If we move the magnification in there, you'll see I've lost the separation once again. In the magnification, it's still actually holding. So let's see. 55 is the value when I lose the last two blocks of separation. And the basic, what you can basically see when I do this, especially between the two, is that the F5 has a lot more latitude in its overexposure range. Okay, so already I can see it has a lot more latitude. Okay, so now that I've looked at pushing the gains up, I'm going to take from a base level, I'm going to pull everything down to see how much I can pull it down before I start losing detail and start getting artifacts and patterning and so forth associated with these cameras. Okay, so once again, working my master gains, I'm going to just bring up my parade. As you see me pulling down, if you actually notice the colors on the color wheel here, which is where we're going to see our artifacts. Come on.
We're looking at the C300.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get that out. Okay. So if you start looking at the colors here, I can see a lot of artifacts starting to appear at minus 42, which is a really, really good range to pull it down from base. Quite a lot of latitude on the lower end and in terms of the underexposure on the C300. Okay, I'm just going to zero this. All right, let's move across to the Sony F5. Let's take the same thing, go down to a level of around 45 where we were before, and a lot cleaner, but once again, artifacts are starting to appear in terms of my color spectrum. You can actually see it in the side of her face there, and in the darker areas on Mariette's face, so you can see some artifacts starting to appear. Okay, so on the lower end, or pushing the gains down, in other words, shooting the sensor at a sweet spot, and pulling it to a lower part of the spectrum, they both handle pretty well. I can say the F5 is handling a bit better than the C300. On the higher end, the F5 is also handling a bit better on the C300.